Joe Perkins.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Foreign buyers will soon have to pay a lot more in property transfer tax if they want to buy a house in Metro Vancouver. The BC government is bringing in a 15% tax on sales to foreign nationals and foreign-controlled corporations. That works out to about $300,000 on a $2 million home. The change comes into effect next week. It comes as MLAs return to the legislature today for a special session on housing.
There is evidence now that suggests that very wealthy foreign buyers have raised the overall price of housing for people in British Columbia. And if we are going to put British Columbians first, and that is what we are intending to do, we need to make sure that we do everything that we can to try and keep houses affordable and to try and make sure that those very wealthy foreign buyers find it a little bit harder to buy a house in the greater Vancouver area.
We have an issue that involves demand and supply, and we see this as a measure that will help arrest some of that growing supply that is being driven in part, by no means exclusively, but is being driven in part by foreign nationals and foreign investment.
So the big question, what does this new housing tax for Metro Vancouver mean for Victoria's red-hot real estate market? Will foreign investors look to the island to escape the tax? And if so, what impact will that have on local buyers? CTV's Chandler Grieve is following that part of the story for us. He joins us now with more. Chandler.
Joe, if it wasn't already attractive for foreign investors, Victoria's real estate market certainly is now. But will, like you said, 15% be enough to send foreign investors across the water? The jury is still out on that, but leaving Victoria out of the Metro Vancouver tax for foreign buyers is certainly raising some eyebrows. What will this mean for affordability for island families? And could it create a massive bidding wars like we've seen on the mainland? This professor from UBC thinks so, and so do government critics.
If I were an overseas investor looking to park cash in British Columbia, all of a sudden today, Victoria got 15% cheaper than Vancouver relative to yesterday, and so I would expect foreign money relatively to flood into Victoria.
At best, you could say if it works as intended, it'll drive a lot of investment to Victoria and the Capital Regional District, and in addition, it will hold the Vancouver market where it is, where it's already twice as expensive when you consider incomes as Toronto is.
From January to March of this year, 2.24% of the buyers were foreign. That's up 0.25% from the same time last year. Local realtor Tony Joe, who specializes in foreign buyers, says the tax could in fact have the opposite effect.
If anything, I think it has the possibility of maybe making properties more expensive down the road, because those in Vancouver who purchased their property and paid the 15% tax, there's a good likelihood that when they try to resell down the road, they're going to try to recapture that as well too, and that just means a higher price.
So obviously lots of reaction here in Victoria to this Vancouver-based tax. We asked the mayor of Victoria today what she thinks about it and if she would encourage a similar tax here in Victoria. Her answer coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, Joe.
All right, stick around for that. Chandler, thank you very much. Chandler Grieve reporting. Two men are back on